I'm Darlene Heater, and I'm the Executive Director and CEO of the Charleston Parks Conservancy. And the Parks Conservancy is missioned to create extraordinary park experiences and then connect people to those parks. And we do that in collaboration with neighborhoods, residents, government, private development. We like to think that we are part of the three-legged stool in public-private partnerships, and we bring a nonprofit perspective, but we also bring community with us. So the Conservancy has been around since 2007, and since that time we have raised $25 million of private funding that has been invested directly back into the parks that the Conservancy cares for. We work in the city of Charleston's footprint. Charleston has 125 parks, and the Charleston Parks Conservancy serves in 25 of those 125 parks. We reached a milestone, I would say, with our first major renovation back in 2016. We did a full renovation. We raised $1 million and did a full renovation of Colonial Lake Park. It got hit by a hurricane. We replanted it. It got hit by 2 more hurricanes after that, so we replanted it again. And believe it or not, this year we're going through and we are doing a full renovation of Colonial Lake Park again, because it has been ground zero for a lot of our tidal flooding and extreme weather events. We've lost 6 large hackberry trees and oaks over there. So we've lost a lot of the shade, so we have to redesign the gardens for these new conditions. And as we're redesigning the gardens at Colonial Lake, we are looking at future resiliency. So I would say that this is a big step for the Conservancy, in that we're working with a lot of specialists who understand what we're going to need to plant that is going to be resilient through extreme changes in temperature, extreme winds, extreme rains, and all of the other things that we are experiencing, both as kind of a microsystem as part of the larger United States, but also just because we're coastal. So the mission of the Parks Conservancy is to create extraordinary park experiences, maintain those parks, and then find ways to connect communities to their parks. So day to day, we're deploying a large contingency of volunteers that work alongside our trained horticulture staff to maintain these just amazing park assets that are throughout Charleston. We also deliver between 120 and 140 hours of programming. These are smaller educational events. We teach people how to use what's in nature for their own livability. A lot of our programming is geared towards educating the residents in Charleston, whether it be how to plant a tree and raise a tree, to how do I recreate what you've planted in these parks in my own backyard. So we do a lot of programming to teach people how to achieve the same aesthetic that we create in parks in your own backyard. The Charleston Parks Conservancy is very humbled and takes very seriously the responsibility of shepherding public land. And we are always looking for ways to create unique uses in our parks that may address a community need. We designated 3 park spaces that will include community gardens, but we also have teaching beds in those gardens, and we harvest fruits and vegetables out of them. Our volunteers separate them, and then we deploy them into neighborhood resource centers throughout the city that may have some challenges with food access, and especially access to healthy foods. This year we launched the state's first food forest in a public park. It's in the Ardmore neighborhood, and that park, that food forest, when it reaches maturity in 3 to 5 years, will produce $25,000 worth of produce, which is 30,000 pounds of food, or enough to serve 25,000 meals in 1/2 acre park. So the Charleston Parks Conservancy raises their budget every year. The first way that folks can help is support us. Make a donation, come and volunteer with us. If you're in this area and you like to get your hands dirty, or you want to just help do some lighter lifting and sourcing or separating some of our produce, or writing plant tags, we have an amazing variety of opportunities to volunteer. And then lastly, be an advocate. Go use your parks, enjoy your parks, and be an advocate for the importance that parks play in everyone's lives.